Pittsburgh Steelers, taking on Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the world's steel capital in the city of bridges, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Acrisure Stadium. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we look at this Steeler ball club entering play. It's been all systems go in this first month. They're off to a 4-0 start.
And it's got folks believing that this is a team that's built to go all the way. You can't win the Super Bowl in September, but they're telling everyone that they're going to be there in the end.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Cowboys making their way out behind the NFL's leader in touchdown passes for 2023. In his 9th season now, Dak Prescott.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
Looking to pass first play is Prescott. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4.
We talked about prior to the game, and it played out right there on the first play, didn't it? This offensive line is going to have his hands full all night long.
Now, you often speak of scripts to start a game. Does this mean that play number 2, they're going to go off the script a little bit?
Yeah, what's interesting is that most people, when they script now, they actually script those contingencies in, okay, in case they can't run the play they want to. It's long distance now. Let's go to that play.
Completion good for 14 yards. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Cowboy first down. It was just 3rd down and short, but he bit off a little extra.
I would say way more than he could chew, but he chewed up all that yardage in a big way. And that, to me, that was a combination of offensive line, stacked defense, and they handled it. Okay, they got the leverage, they got the blocking angles, and opened up a nice crease. And once you get past that first wave, there's room to roam.
Yeah, that's just the 3rd play from scrimmage. They wanted to avoid that 3 and out. They did. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he'll take this one down to the 36. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. You look at this Steeler defense against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
And when you're getting ready to face the #1 overall offense in the NFL, it does not matter where you rank defensively because you got your hands full. You don't know what you're going to face, but you know that that's a strong unit that you're getting ready for.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 25-yard line. Now a give up the middle to Williams. Down to about the 23. This defense for the Steelers, they were excellent a week ago in that victory over Indianapolis.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially as pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Now Prescott. Throw left side, hauled in by Pickens. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Well, whatever script they put together for this offensive drive, Charles, seems to be working. I'm curious to see if this defense will make any adjustments here.
Things certainly going according to plan, Hart.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Cowboys. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
It becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives.
Aubrey good with a PAT.
And it's now a 7-0 game. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run.
So after the touchdown, Aubrey now to kick this one away.
And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. Under center is a 6'2", 225-pound signal caller, Aaron Rodgers.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
You see the numbers in last week's game for Warren.
North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good, too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. That is caught, and they get him down, but not Pittsburgh first.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable third down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
They'll run it. Warren. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first. They went with the nickel look defensively, so they had 5 defensive backs in there. Didn't help them stop the run.
Yeah, I love that, the nickel look. 5 cents, 5 DBs. But what also happens then, you take a big body off the field in order to insert that guy. So you're taking a big off for a little. And oftentimes you can run the football effectively against that defense.
Now run straight ahead with Warren.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage.
It was Osa Odighizuwa on the tackle. You look at this Cowboy defense.
They're slightly better than average against the run, number 14 in the NFL.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator, because I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on third down. To throw, it's Rodgers. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. So on fourth down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. Boswell's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
So holding will scratch off some of that return.
And I know fans get frustrated when they see penalties of this sort on kick returns, but it is difficult to do it right against these moving targets at full speed. Hard to do.
The holding penalty negates a good return as they'll start just past the 20.
They'll fake the jet sweep, but instead of give up the middle to Williams.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3. Here comes third down and 7.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play.
That's swung out wide to Sanders.
And he'll be stopped short of the first down as they rally to tackle him at about the 28. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
And the penalty makes this a much more manageable third down, 3rd and 2. Throwing, Prescott.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Alex Highsmith simply would not be stopped on that play.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Up the middle they go with Sanders. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. And the Cowboys going to bring on Brian Anger to punt on 4th down. The back deep for the Steelers is Calvin Austin. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 14. Call that a 44-yard punt, 5 on the return. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. 12 yards that time and a Pittsburgh first. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 5.
Throwing now is Rodgers. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 45-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
On the run, it's Warren.
And he's able to get this one down to about the 40. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. In motion left here, one of their tight ends.
From the gun, a give to Gainwell.
They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be 3rd and about the length of the football.
Here's Warren.
And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a 1st down. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective on 3rd downs all year long. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
They toss this out right to Gainwell.
And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
From the 28, it's 2nd and 5.
On play action, now Rodgers. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. To throw is Rodgers. Over the middle, he gets it to Patterson. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 16. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
Well, let's be honest about the whole thing. When you're looking for a reliable set of hands on third down, the first thought is often not fullback. But that's who they turn to there, and he does a nice job of securing the football and picking up the first down.
A handoff for Warren. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Boston, the man in motion left. Straight ahead, it's Gainwell. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Kenneth Gainwell, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Steelers have taken the lead.
2 good drives on their first 2 possessions. Remember, the first wound up in a field goal. But we all know field goals aren't going to cut it in the NFL. So they're not going to be denied here. And they wound up punching this one into the end zone.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. So Prescott and the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. T.J. Watt in there for the sack, and it's an important one from a personal standpoint as that is sack number 100 in what has certainly been a terrific career to this point. Impressive individual effort there. No one was going to stop him around the edge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's why if you play in a 4-3 base and you're a defensive end, that's why you get the big bucks. They count on you to do everything. Defend the run and, of course, get to the quarterback.
Now Prescott. Over the middle, hauled in by Lamb. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. Here's Prescott. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Alex Highsmith in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. On the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Let's look at Kenneth Gainwell as this offense comes back out. He's been effective so far, over the 40-yard mark here in the 2nd quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football, and they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 63 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
And he'll take this one down to the 36. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
The end result was brute force on brute force, but think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
On second down, Gainwell looking for space.
And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys' 29. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
Rodgers wants to change the look.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile.
And he will have a Steelers first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
And how about that on 3rd down? So many different directions an offense can go. Throw it out wide to the receivers, get it to their speedy running back. They changed up everything and handed it to the fullback, and he surprised them all and picked up a first down.
Thielen going to go in motion right. Toss left side, Gainwell.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. No gain on the play there. Second down. Two minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action.
Second and 10.
Now Rodgers. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and just a yard.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target.
They'll run with Patterson.
And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
3rd and 1, who you going to call? Not the scat back. You go with the big man. Hand him the ball and let him get upfield and pick up a first down.
On the give, it's Warren.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers.
Calvin Austin, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Steelers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. And this drive, Charles, very well timed as they score with very little time remaining in this first half.
And I'm reminded that they get the second half kickoff as well, so they can break this one wide open before the other guys have a chance to possess the football.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. And the Cowboys going to go on offense one final time in this first half.
And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Final 17 seconds of the half here as they come up to the line, 1st and 10.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle.
And he'll just burrow his way back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Getting caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta, where it was the visiting Bucs who were able to come in and win one on the road. Baker Mayfield, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. From there, we say, so long, America. Hello, England. As we head over the Atlantic to check out the action in London. And they were winners in their ball game as they were able to handle the visiting New York Jets. J.J. McCarthy, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. And lastly, on Monday Night Football, just one game this week. The Saints and Chiefs at Arrowhead, set to kick off at 7:15 Central Time. We got an excellent first half from the former MVP, Aaron Rodgers. He's got a touchdown pass on the ledger as his guys were able to build a double-digit lead.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the third quarter.
And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback.
So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They're working on a 4-game winning streak, and they lead this one as well right now as they start 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Second and 6, just inside the 30.
Now a run with Warren.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. On the carry. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
There you go, partner. That's some old school football right there. You need 1 yard? Give it to your bruiser fullback and let him get the job done.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Warren will try the right side.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
From the 46-yard line, a second down and 6.
Rodgers going to throw.
A short one there to Freiermuth. And Freiermuth going to have a Steelers first down as he's going to get this down to the 45-yard line.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be second down.
Second and 9. From the gun, here's a run by Gainwell.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
81 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Now run straight ahead with Warren.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4.
They'll run it. Warren.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a first down. He had his eyes on the end zone once he hit the secondary, but they're finally able to slow him down.
Yeah, and I've got to look at this one from the defensive point of view. You just mentioned finally able to slow him down. They've got to figure out a way to make that at the point of attack, at the line of scrimmage, because once he gets through, he's shredding them.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
They'll run here with Gainwell.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On the run, it's Warren.
And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. A nice run there, 8 yards, moves him much closer to the goal line now for third down. So now things get interesting on 3rd and goal from the 1.
This almost becomes a Darwinian call, doesn't it? Almost survival of the fittest here. I know we can go all cliche.
And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Cordero Patterson punching it in from a yard away.
And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. So Prescott to the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Finds Pickens outright.
So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down. Here's Prescott. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. T.J. Watt in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now the terrible towels in full force now as the Steelers get set to defend this 3rd and long.
Escaping the pressure right.
He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And he'll be brought down with a penalty flag on the field. It was a late decision to throw, and it might have been too late.
So the big play nullified, illegal forward pass.
And maybe we know why they were able to get such a good chunk of yardage on that play. That pass was illegal.
On to punt now, Anger as he boots this one away.
Here's Austin. A 47-yard punt, maybe a couple on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Let's look at Kenneth Gainwell as this offense comes back out.
He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a 2nd time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that 2nd score here in the 3rd quarter.
And they'll begin on the ground with Gainwell.
And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
And they'll employ the jumbo set now on 2nd and 1.
Here's Patterson, and he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
Let's face it, you always want a team full of guys who can get you 1st downs and big plays of all styles, but you've got to have a big man. You can just turn and hand it to, and he can be dependable in picking up 1st downs.
First carry now for Trey Sermon.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Well, how about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's the 2nd and 9. They'll run. It's Patterson.
Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6. Rodgers. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
That's another beautiful throw right there. Gets it to his man right in stride. And I think that throw kind of exemplifies what we've seen from this offense throughout this game. They've been in rhythm. They've been sharp. They've been on it. And they pick up another first down there.
Sermon now on 1st and 10.
And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
This is Patterson.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Handoff for Warren.
And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
95 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the 3rd quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
Warren is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line.
No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. Back now in Pittsburgh. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. Stops short, down at the 1. Had the broken tackle, but couldn't get it all the way home. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. The Steelers on 3rd down, as close to automatic as you can get, 9 out of 10. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here.
Gainwell is into the end zone for a Steeler touchdown.
And you can bet when they were in that huddle, there was definitely some urgency because I'm sure they were saying to each other, we got to push this one in right now so we don't have to run this on 4th down, and there'll be extra bodies in the hole. That's excellent work there at the point of attack. All it takes is one little crease as he fights his way into the end zone.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and the lead is now 24. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Prescott on 1st down.
This one swung out to Williams.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Prescott.
That's going to be caught by Pickens.
2 yards on the pickup there, and that'll leave him with a 3rd and 2.
Timing is so important on a round like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
Prescott on 3rd and 2.
Pass to the sideline and pulled in.
And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down.
Now Dak, he's going to mix it up.
To the air again, Prescott. It's caught by Sanders. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Prescott's throw pulled in by Tolbert.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
A first down throw for Prescott. He finds his man complete. It's Ferguson. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it second down.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight, doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here, you've held a team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
A short one there taken in by Ferguson. And he will have a Cowboys first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. He'll set up the screen. This is Williams. Now he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards.
And good yardage there on first down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Prescott to throw it.
Got an open man. It's Pickens.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A good-looking drive for the Cowboys so far. It's a first down. From the red zone now, Prescott. And a quick throw here that's complete. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's second down. From the shotgun, it's Prescott.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tap.
And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas.
10 yards on the touchdown pass.
And the Cowboys get a bit closer.
Prescott, they're going to throw for it. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this doesn't work. The Steelers recover it. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
On second down, it's Sermon.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. That one a first down pickup of 8. And they'll hand off to Hull. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's second down.
Second down and 6 now from the 26. A give for Sermon running right. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. Another example of this offense really having their way, Charles, and another big chunk play there on the ground.
And when you look at the defense, they've got to do a much better job of wrapping up when they tackle. A lot of great opportunities continue to slip through their fingers, as do the runners.
They'll run with Hull. And he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
Straight ahead, it's Sermon.
And he'll take this one down near the 15. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain. Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8.
A run here with Hull.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They had 3 tight ends in on that set, and they were really good at blocking for their running back.
And give them a lot of credit because in football nowadays, tight ends coming out of college often don't block very often. These guys have really developed into superior blockers, and that's why they use them in this formation so often.
So this one in the win column for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you look back over the score sheet, interesting. A very clean game, no turnovers by either side.
An absolute rarity when we watch games now because defenses have put such an emphasis on taking the ball away. Well, what we saw here was offenses spending their time saying, look, you know they're coming for it. Ball security is paramount. So they worked on that, not just a week of practice, but I'm sure all during training camp. Make sure when you have it, tuck it away because danger lurks everywhere you turn.
So for the Steelers, their strong September has carried over to October as they move to 5-0. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they drop below 500 to 2-3 with a loss. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com.
The Steelers earn the win at home as we say so long from Pittsburgh.